Okay, so I wanted to test some rear wings, specifically for flat water pumping, because although clearly the biggest impact is going to be what front wing you're using, you shouldn't underestimate the impact that a good rear wing will have. So my favourite for the Axis 1300 is the KD Maui 15-inch tail. I've used the 460 and 370 from Axis with the 1300, and they're both really good rear stabs, don't get me wrong. The 460 is probably the most efficient for flat water pumping. You get more sort of squirt per pump, more energy transfer because it's more efficient. But I find it quite squirrely at the back for flat water pumping, not as loose. The KD Maui tail, you just get so much more control and you hardly lose anything in pump performance. Yeah, so I'm just going to break away from this for a second and just play this last turn on slow-mo. It's not often I manage to get the wingtip of the 1300 out while flat water pumping and live to tell the tale. So yeah, that's such a good feeling. I don't know why it is, but it just feels really cool. So back to it. That was the 1300. Now we're moving on to the Kajira 1440. And although to begin with, I used to use the 14.5-inch KD tail. That was the original one I bought from him for my GoFoils. Recently, I got the 13-inch from him, and oh my god, I'm so glad that I did. It just loosens up all three of my Kajiras just dramatically. I mean, so much more reactivity and maneuverability. But I don't think I've lost much, if anything, in terms of pump power. Certainly gained a little bit in speed, but the control you get with the KD tails is just out of this world. So yeah, I'm absolutely hooked on the 13-inch KD tail, and I couldn't believe that it works as well as it does for flat water pumping as well. The Kajira 1440 is rapidly becoming my foil of choice for flat water pumping. Yeah, you need to put a bit more energy in compared to the 1300 from Axis, but the biggest of the Kajira range, it's got such good glide, good efficiency, but it's got such a good low end. Its stall speed is ridiculously low, and its maneuverability is just awesome as well. So yeah, it's a fantastic pairing, the KD tail with that front wing. Okay, so the next tail I'm gonna show you is really quite special. It's the tail from Mike Pedigo at Flyline Productions. It's a 13-inch span, very flat in its design, but it shortens the fuselage, and as such, boy, does it loosen up the tail. It loosens up the whole rig, incredibly so. Now this is my favourite tail by far for prone foiling and wake foiling. But I find it a little bit squirrely at the back. It's almost too loose for flat water pumping. You lose a lot of efficiency because if your technique isn't perfect in alignment as you're pumping along, then it sort of wiggles about at the back, and yeah, you lose efficiency. So although for prone and wake foiling, shortening the fuse has been the magic sauce for the Kajiras for me. For flat water pumping, I'm definitely sticking to the KD tails because there's so much more control, and that's really very important for flat water pumping. So here, these last few clips, I'm just showing a few more goes with the Kajira 1440 and 13-inch KD tail. It really has become my go-to tail for everything apart from prone and wake foiling. Like I say, it's got incredible speed and efficiency, and as such that helps the pumping. I thought if you go that small in the tail, surely that's going to affect the pumping and you'll lose pump efficiency. But I think because it's so efficient and fast that you don't, as long as you keep your speed up. But with the 1440 you don't actually have to keep your speed up that much, because it's got such a good low end and a low stall speed. The main thing about the KD tails is the control you get through turns. The reactivity that it gives you while still maintaining control is just phenomenal. So yeah, I'm a big fan, and if you haven't tried a KD tail and you have the chance, I don't get paid by him at all. I make no money, I have no financial incentives whatsoever, but I do like to put out, you know, my experiences and hopefully help people not make the same mistakes that I did. So if you're looking to up your game, pretty much any setup, I'm pretty sure his tails will work with most setups. Yeah, it really is a game changer. It does make much more of a difference than you think. And yeah, I'm only just getting into the shimming game as well. You know, I've been playing around with shims with the Mike Pedigo tail. That makes a big difference. They're very, I wouldn't say fussy. Oops, there we go, nice one. But they do need tuning, whereas the KD Maori tails are very much plug and play. Just no messing. Anyway, hope this helps. Take care, guys. Cheers.